Hello, Brigadier General Darrell Bean, retired, here again to provide you with some information on my collection. The last video featured mainly my toy soldiers, and some of the responses that came back from that video indicated an interest in some of the other military items that I have in this collection. This fellow, Vlad as I call him, Vlad represents a Soviet soldier, and I've dressed him up to look like the end of the Second World War, where he had captured as a souvenir a Nazi flag. Now this is my friend Yves. He is a French sailor, and when I was commanding in Germany, my Allied regiment, French Allied regiment, on my retirement from command, they asked me what I would like, and at that time I didn't have a naval display in my room, so I asked them for a French Navy uniform, and I arrived back home with Yves, a full-size sailor.
Okay, and who's this guy over here?
This is Boris, again an acquisition from Berlin area. Again, Soviets selling off their uniforms, and I was lucky to obtain through my connections in that area the complete uniform of Boris, again a 6-foot figure. The first headdress on the left is a busby worn by the Irish Fusiliers of Canada. The second is a bearskin worn by the officers of the Irish Fusiliers of Canada. And the lower headdress you see are called caubines, and they were worn by the Royal Irish in Ireland and the Irish Fusiliers in Canada. So what you're looking at here basically is a collection of bayonets and bits and pieces that I have collected up over the years during my tours, like this British naval sword bayonet from the First World War period, or used actually prior to the First World War, and just a variety of things that I have picked up in my travels. Okay, I have a 105 millimeter anti-tank round, which was fired from my tank when I was commanding my regiment in Germany. It is the last round I fired from a Leopard 1 tank, and I kept it as part of my memories of my command. What you're going to find here are like a rifle grenade and then a Gurkha kukri, along with some additional bayonets, some Second World War medals, a German engineer bayonet, and you'll notice there's a saw blade on the top of it. I was in judo for 40 odd years, and I was a 5th degree black belt. This is Sir Foxley, acquired in Germany many, many years ago when I was stationed there. Found it in a box in a little village where they were having street sales. And it went home, back to the regiment. We found a bunch of old tank oil and dumped the bits and pieces in and cleaned all the rust off, and there you have it, and that's him today. I've also acquired through a fellow called the Geraldus sword maker, his sword plus the halberd, which is good for neck chopping and stabbing. It's an interesting item because it was a sword that I carried, and I was at that time commanding the regiment in Germany, and I got a request from the British that King Charles, then Prince Charles, was going to Canada, and they needed a Canadian type sword. They came and got it, and on return I noticed that they had very gracefully and graciously put an inscription on the scabbard that it was carried by HRH Prince Charles in 1983. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've basically spent my life collecting all of these bits and pieces that you see in this office room of mine. Being 83 years of age, I'm going into what they call in the military the beaten zone. That is, you're getting very close to enemy fire. And I've been hit a couple of times medically on my way through this beaten zone. And I'm getting close to where the snipers are now. So it is the reason I'm sitting thinking about the moving on of my display. I would really like to pass this collection on to somebody that would really appreciate it. I would like to sell the entire collection. Those of you that have serious interest in acquiring this collection, my address will be shown on the screen. That is my email address, and you can contact me. I am located in Vancouver, British Columbia, in Canada. Thank you very much.